Hey everybody, infinite regression. You know the one. Hey, it's the whole thing. It is. You look in there and you're like, "Pachoo!" On into eternity, and then you realize like, oh frick, eternity's a long time. You're like, man, I wish I could just kick it right here with freaking Peter Pan and then just, find that one last adventure. Anyway, sorry, it ain't like that. Hey, look, it's Weekend Type Fun, Volume 21. It's not 666. That's that number that corresponds with Nero, the Roman emperor. By the way, that is literally factually true. Check me on that. What does 666 stand for? No, don't go to some freaking nutso site. Go to a reputable site where scholars discuss it. Because I am telling you, the Roman Emperor Nero is the answer to your 666 query. You don't believe me? Okay, well, this guy, this freaking guy. I'm going to come over here. You use this is even my one that I for schoolage and whatnot. So it doesn't even have 666 origin and meaning. Boom, boom, boom. First hit. Preterist theologians typically support the interpretation that 666 is the numerical equivalent of the name and title Nero Caesar. Written in Aramaic, this can be valued at 666 using the Hebrew numerology of gematria and was used to secretly speak against the emperor. Thank you very much from the Wikipedia. Number of the beast. Yeah. Boop doo 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 doo. Ha ha ha. Even in like dictionary.com, they're like, oh, by the way, Caesar. Yeah, some avoid the number out of fear of its evil associations, but others playfully revel in it. Yes, I will playfully revel in it because it's freaking not even a big deal. What are you are you afraid of the Roman Emperor Nero? He's been dead a long frick time. He can't even play the violin at you anymore. Like you're afraid of Nero? Okay. Well, I guess live your life out there afraid of ghosts and werewolves and wookalars and the number 666 and also the number 13 in certain cards and when certain stars and planets get together. Foofity foofity foo. Oh my god, just live your weird freak life. Oh, I believe in all the things, man. Like, oh jeez. Well, don't worry. We're going to deal with your kind tonight. Okay. Hey, real quick. Because apparently no one but me and my students watch these. It's totally fine. It's fine. Look, if you're one of my students and you have a belief in things that I believe to be nonsense, of a like supernatural or paranormal type, if you believe in the supernatural or the paranormal at all and are not even a student of mine, but if you're someone who is like, yes, ghosts, then you can step the freak aside and maybe not watch this video. I love in this new age, like, people be like, you've offended me, good sir. It's like, yes. And I have also been offended my own self by terrible things like hypocrisy and ignorance presenting itself as some sort of virtue, I've seen a gross misplacement of value in society, and have seen it go on for long periods of time and have no one question it at all. You know, so yeah, I'm offended. I'm offended by things, but guess what? What do people do about things I'm offended about? Freaking nothing. You're going to go down to City Hall and be like, I am offended at the concept of hypocrisy, good sir. I am offended at ignorance presenting itself as a virtue. You know, I think we should, bring back the pillory and use it for people who are like, I don't even know which teams are playing in the Super Bowl. I mean, the last few years, I legitimately have not known which teams were playing in the Super Bowl. I didn't. But I wasn't proud of it because there was a time in my life where sports were very important to me, and I saw as much sport as I could. I did. But I'm a teacher now, and I have that kind of spare time. So, I've devoted my spare time to other pursuits. And honest to God, it came down to it, and I was like, well, I can either be able to watch sports or be able to read books. And I was like, well, sports, brings a certain sense of humanity, a sense of shared purpose, shared identity. Like there's a great communal aspect to sport. Like absolutely. You want to tell me it doesn't have value? It has value. There's a reason that it's survived thousands of years in human societies. But here's what I'm going to tell you is that the lifelong pursuit of knowledge is absolutely worthwhile, because I will never be an athlete ever. I will never be an athlete. But what I can be is a guy who is carrying around a lot of information in his head. And yeah, that's the thing I can give my life over to and be cool with. So yeah, I get offended when people are putting ignorance out there like, oh, I don't even know about that. Ugh. And it takes all sorts of shapes and forms. Personal incredulity, like, I don't see how that could possibly be true. Like, oh, you don't see how it could be true? Well, that has no effect whatsoever on the truthiness of the thing. None. You have affected the truth zero. None at all. Like, you not being able to see it doesn't move the freaking dial. Shouldn't move the freaking dial. And yeah, the fact that people are so self-centered that they think it should, that's ridiculous. And I am allowed to be offended at that. Okay? So, but me being offended at it doesn't mean that anyone else has to do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't. And if I brought these complaints up publicly, they would be like, well, what are you doing about it? I'd be like, well, I'm a teacher. I'm trying to help people be less dumb in general, but it doesn't always work very well. Because there's a flaw in the system, because some of these kids get out of the program before they've learned things like compassion and common sense, and then they go off to be like senators and congressmen and then tell me what I can and can't teach in the classroom. Oh, goodness. Anyway, so, and I'm telling you right now, you might be offended by some of these things if you're one of the kids. If you look at what is on this slide and you're like, oh, I think he might go there. Oh, he'll go there. He'll go well beyond there. So if you actually believe in this stuff, which I do not believe that you do, yeah, not only do I not believe your stuff, but I don't believe in the things that you believe, but I also don't believe that you believe in them. Yeah, that's another level. That is a whole nother level. So you are not prepared for the contempt with which I am preparing to treat your core life beliefs. So please turn the frick around. Do not watch this video further because, like, if you want to maintain any respect for me whatsoever, then you might not want to see this. Because I'm not screwing around. Like, I told you that this channel is for me, not for you, not for anybody else. It's for me. So I find this funny. I think this is freaking hilarious. And if you do not find it hilarious, then you can back the frick off, turn the other way. Nobody's forcing you to watch this. Nobody is. As a matter of fact, the guy who made it told you several times to not watch it. You know what? That goes for anybody. Like, if you're somebody who just is not me, maybe don't watch this. Anyway. So, you've been duly warned, and in having duly warned you, this thing is going to proceed to suck on a level that you can't even possibly imagine, because you're like, holy crap. It is so offensive that he's telling people not to watch it, but he still went ahead and made it. Calm your, calm the various body parts that I won't say out loud right now because I'm trying to keep a clean show. And that right there, you're already, be prepared to be let down. Not because, like, I promised you a filthy show and I'm going to deliver a clean one. No. But because you miscalibrated your expectations based on what offends people these days. Like, so the fault is your own. I'm sorry that it is so, but the fault is your own. Anyway, here we go. We got to get this going. I'm the guy who starts the show. You know, I normally at this point, guess what? I already started trying to record this once, and I made it weird. Like, no, it was like weird bad, and it was a bad energy that I was bringing to it. So, like, I had to stop and start it all over again. So you don't even want to know what was going on before with the bad energy that I was bringing to it. So we're gonna try and do this one right, and then hopefully by the end it'll be good, and we'll all not regret having seen it. Maybe. This is gonna be so terrible. Yeah, the reason, like, okay, I've openly mocked people's belief systems on this channel before, and nobody's said boo about it, including a person that I know may have seen it who very much has that belief system. It's just that, like, shall we say, the persons whose beliefs I'm going to be lampooning tonight tend to be more dramatic than other persons whose beliefs I have already made fun of. Yeah, that's right. I do mean dramatic. I teach the drama class. Hello. Anyway, so yeah, here we go. We need to bring in Stanley the Manly. He's got to say his bit. I'm not going to call him Stan because I'm not going to be a jerk about it. You know what I'm saying? Not going to, bring up the fact that I don't really believe in his sobriety. He says he's got a 20-day chip, but I still swear I smell it on him. And based on his inability to do a good job ever, he always just does a very passing version of his job. I don't know. I think he could still be dipping into the hooch and still doing exactly what he does, saying one line a week. Yeah, you're basically Tony the Tiger at this point. They're great. Yeah, that's you, Stanley. Glad we pay you. Jeez. Yeah, Chaz, can we do something about this guy? I mean, glug glug. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Make you wanna holler Heidi ho. Burns your tummy, don't you know? Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. I see you rolling down the street in your big Cadillac. You got girls in the front, you got girls in the back. Away in the back, you got your money in sack. Both hands on the wheel and your shoulders reared back. Oh my God. Oh, I wish I had your happiness and you had a do wackadoo 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 wackadoo. I just conflated two songs that do not go together. Well, I mean, they were written by the same person, so that makes it okay. That makes it absolutely 100% okay. Um, yeah. So, hint, that person played the rooster in the classic Disney version of Robin Hood. Oh, yeah, you find the guy who voiced that character, and there you go. There you go. You found him. You know who he is. And then you can look up the excellent musical that he wrote called Big River, based on the excellent classic American piece of literature, Huckleberry Finn. So, yeah, it's a great one. Look a here, Huck, do you want to go to heaven? Anyway, don't get me started on the magic that is Big River, because I performed that in college. Anyway, let's move on. Hey, it's with your host, Oberon Voidsoul of the lame-ass family who refuses to legally change their last name from the lame-sounding Sullivan to the infinitely cooler Voidsoul. I just remembered about this character that I'm doing, like, basically this whole time or whatever, so... Okay, no, it's not a character, it's really me, it's how I am. I'm Oberon Voidsoul. My family sucks. They will not change their last name from Sullivan to Voidsoul. Like, listen to how cool that sounds. Voidsoul. Oh my God, like... if Slipknot would release another album, I bet there would be a song on there called Voidsoul. Yeah. Anyway, also, my family refuses to call me Oberon, and they keep calling me Tanner just because it's been my name since birth. I've been practicing magic for like 3 months, guys. I'm Oberon now. Get used to it. Okay? Hey, Oberon, play the theme song. The one which has always been the theme, as sung by the Out of Tuners. Those guys suck. You know who's awesome? Is like Filthy Man Stabs. Yeah, listen to this band. They're called Filthy Man Stabs. It's like some new... it's some pretty cutting edge stuff. I don't know if you'd really be into it because it's like really dark and like growly and angry and stuff. Yeah, it's like a square like you would really not be into it because like it's too heavy for one, and for two it's like too cool. So definitely don't Google or All Music Dead Man Stab Filthy Man Stabs. Sorry, no, I know the name of the band. Filthy Man Stabs. Yeah. That's they're a cool band, man. Anyway, Out of Tuners, like what are they? Some sort of like Johnny Mathis cover band or some crap like that. Anyway, let's play it. Probably sucks ass, but whatever. This has always been the theme song. This right here, what I am singing, this has always been and will always be the theme. Yes, we are in complete agreement. The things that we have both been singing about are indeed the theme.
And now it should be apparent to all personages within the sound of our voices that we have been singing the one and true theme song, the only theme song that exists and will ever be in the world. Amen. And whatnot. Cha.
There you have it, the theme song by the Out of Tuners. Wait, sorry. Oh my God, I forgot I was, Dad, get out of here. You suck. Get away from my microphone. People are going to think I'm related to you. Oh my God. Well, maybe if you change your stupid name, Dad. Have all these great names picked out for my whole family, and they won't even listen. He could have been Lysander, Dad. Could have been Lysander. Anyway, guy won't listen. Moving onward and upward and whatnot. Hey, this week's episode, magical incantations for gullible people. Gullible people. I don't know what that word means, but magical incantations, I know all about those. Oh my God, I know so much magic, you guys. That's magic with a K. You'll learn about that, don't worry. You could tell it's real magic because it has a CK in it, not like all that fake ass magic with a C nonsense. That's fake. You buy it at a joke shop. If you can buy it where there's fake vomit and fake dog poo and hand buzzers and stuff, it's fake magic. No, you gotta go immediately next door to the real place that has the real magic. They got crystals, they got pentagrams, they got a whole identity that you can purchase for just under $100. Oh my God, it's amazing. That store is the best. I get so many magical objects from there and so many magical ideas. It's you don't even know. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. First, we must protect this episode by casting a magic circle of protection. Please note the CK in protection. That's literally half of what makes it work. Yeah, if this were magic protection with a C, it'd be some clown-nosed nonsense. That stuff isn't even real. But this is real because it taps into Mother Earth and stuff. And we've appropriated the gods of many, many different cultures and put them all together in one big old mishmash. And we've done this so that we can be magical with a CK, actually force nature to change on our behalf, man. We can do that. So we're going to cast a circle of magical protection. So it'll protect us from whatever gods or goddesses that we've, appropriated from dead religions. Because, a lot of those gods and goddesses are actually really vengeful, especially to outsiders. And, by definition, we're outsiders to, every one of these religions. So, gotta protect up. Anyway, the words of magical protection are, they're Latin. They come from a dead language. That's how you know it's real magic. Okay? Magic with a CK. That's how you know when I say K, I'm talking about the K in magic. Okay. Now, the words of magical protection. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. Now, you're going to chant this with me while dancing around the room like an ostracized white kid who thinks that maybe people will finally think they're cool once people realize that they've chosen a cool religion that's not like all that conformist religious nonsense with their well-established belief systems and millions of followers. Those guys suck. Like, they're not even cool. Like, it's so lame. It's like, oh, we're 2,000 years old and like we had a dead guy and whatever. It's like, what even is that? Like, millions of people believe this. Well, what about something that, like, I'm pretty sure just like the lady down at the herb store and the guy at the head shop and like 3 other random people in town believe? You know, a guy in a trailer who sells rocks and minerals, you know, he believes it, you know, like, yeah, got some pretty cool people who believe it, making cool choices in their lives and doing awesome things. Anyway, what's happening? We'll see. We'll just get this figured out. I don't know. My brain's going to like 3 ways at once, man. Just trying to get my brain under control. Anyway, all right. As I begin the chant, please chant along, growing louder and louder with me, and see if the magic circle appears. Oh, you're going to see it appear. It will absolutely magically appear. But you have to like really say it and really dance around and like really believe that it's going to appear. 'Cause like a doubting spirit, like a spirit that isn't willing to like tell people that our spells worked, even if there's no evidence whatsoever that our spells worked. Like, if you have a willing spirit, then you'll totally see the spell work. But if you have an unwilling spirit, like you demand actual evidence, like measurable, like in a scientific way, then you're not gonna feel it, and neither are your instruments. So you can just put those away, because it's not gonna work for you. Anyway, so yeah, you have to really actually believe it, and you really have to say the chant, otherwise magic circle will not appear. So no cynics, no skeptics, like just do it, okay? Here we go. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. Oh, Jackie, you can see it. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. 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 Oh, behold the sacred circle of magical protection. You can see it, right? It's totally there. Magic is for real. And that's why you have to be super careful with it. Because you can actually affect things. Like, okay, I heard there was this guy who once did this episode on the internet making fun of magic. And so like a bunch of people got together and like they used their magic, you know, the kind with a K on the end, you know, the real stuff. And like that guy died when he was like 90. So like count it. They got him, you know. You can't fool around with magic with a K. Anyway, here we go. And now I, Oberon Void Soul, may teach you the ways of forbidden magics. I say forbidden because there's no way your parents will like this. And if you're doing this as a way of getting back at them for being the literal worst, you're definitely in the right place. Like, if your dad is not cool, like, this is basically like your starter kit. And if your mom is not cool, then like your dad's also probably not cool. So it's, yeah, stands to reason. So like you probably need this in your life anyway, because then you'll know that you're disappointing them for something that you chose, not just for existing like usual. Anyway, yeah, let's not reveal sad truths that cut a little close to the bone, because people are gonna actually think that this isn't comedy, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, this guy is freaking serious and he's coming after our children. Anyway, let's back it off. Ease off the gas pedal, dingus. It's supposed to be parody and satire, not like, haha, go kill yourself and I'm gonna sit here and watch until you do. Like that's not the freaking vibe we're trying to bring. By the way, it's freaking putting this out there. If any of you kill yourself, I will I'll be so mad. And I will sit there at your funeral with a sour look on my face. You're going to be like, this freaking guy, I told him no. I said no. I said, no, you do not. And he still freaking did it? That's some bullcrap. Anyway, so, yeah. Yeah, this, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Lighthearted comedy. Yeah, bro. It's lighthearted comedy. Just to prove the power of my magics, I give you the following. A list of persons cursed. Look at that K and cursed. Yeah, that's how you know it's real. Cursed by I, Oberon Void Soul. Curse some people. I gotta get a drink. Like my throat. Ugh. Okay, number 1, Connor O'Flaherty, captain of footballs. Some say it was the 300-pound lineman who fell on his knee, but those in the know that I used magic most black to get back at him for calling me a quote-unquote, his words, freak. Number 2, Jade Millerton, my ex-girl, no, X, just the one X, not two X's. I did not get back with that skank. Anyway, my ex-girlfriend, I don't want her back. No, you shut up. Anyway, she now experiences pain when she pees. Some say it's from the gonorrhea she got from all the sex she's been having with my ex-best friend, Steve. But those who know better know that I cursed her crotchal region. So I used my cursing power, and that cursed her crotch. She didn't even get to enjoy sexual relations with Steve because I cursed her crotch first. You don't come to me, you don't step to me, tell me that I cry too much and that your mom doesn't like me and that I'm not even allowed at your house anymore, so you might as well go out with someone that might actually be able to come over ever. I mean, shut up. Jade, you suck and I cursed you. Deal with it. Number 3, my ex-best friend Steve, who now has a pus-like discharge from his groinital area. Gross, I know, but actually factually true. People used to think he practiced magic with a K until we all found out it was a ploy to steal other people's girlfriends. We kicked him out of the coven and I cursed him with gonorrhea-like symptoms. Yeah, that's right. He might have the clap, guys. Get it? No, they call gonorrhea the clap. Get it? Whatever. So he's got these crazy symptoms like a sexually transmitted disease, only it wasn't sexually transmitted because he did not sleep with Jade. And I do not care about her. No, I do not. No, I do not. Anyway, so yeah, him and Jade never even did the thing because I cursed him first. Yeah, right in the crotch. Anyway, my dad, who walked into my room without knocking while I was putting an anti-love curse on Steve and Jade. And now he seems to be confused, and he has been treating his coworker, David, like he's my mom. Yeah, it's really confusing, really weird. And I think they saw me see them, and they didn't, seem to be phased, that's how you know it's magic. Because, if it's my father acting of his own volition, knowing that this could be the end of his marriage, that I don't think he would approach it with this kind of reckless abandon. So it's got to be the magic. It's definitely the magic. I'm telling you, 100% must be magical. Anyway, so I've seen them kissing in the back room and everything. It's true. Beards interlocking. One of them's hooks, one of them's loops. So every time their faces separate, it sounds like, the slow kid taking off his shoes. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't know why my accent changed. This is ridiculous. This is what it is. I play a character. Okay, bro. So my dad. Yeah, that's more like what it was, I think, maybe, probably. Okay, my dad is like kissing on this guy David, and he thinks that David is my mom, and like I shudder to think if it goes any farther than kissing. Ugh, gross. They're not even brothers. Anyway, hey, Muammar Gaddafi. Some say it was the Arab Spring that took him out, but there wouldn't have been an Arab Spring without my potent weather magic. Also, look at what I did to his face. You think you get this from, like, not magic? How little you know about magic, my friend. That's why I'm here to teach you the ways of the magic. Oh, my God, this guy. This is Mr. Ferret, my drama teacher. I cursed him with anxiety and depression for not giving me the role of Albert in Bye Bye Birdie. Someone saw him crying in the teacher's lounge and muttering to himself, "Nothing I do matters. They won't listen to me." I know that was my mighty magical doing. Look at him. I made him sad at Disneyland. He was like chaperoning the senior trip. Yeah, they went to Disneyland and he's there and he's sad. Oh my God, I know I cursed him. It's not some weird imbalance in his brain that he should be medicated for, and that this is an actual picture of the person who's making this voice, and he did go to Disneyland for the first time as a chaperone for the senior trip, and he freaking hated it and was like this face at Disneyland the whole time. And you would think that as a lifelong enjoyer of all things Star Wars, well, not all things Star Wars, those freaking prequels can go kick rocks. I don't care whether or not someone has the high ground for Anakin. Like, I don't give a frick if you enjoy that meme. I will burn the freaking prequels to the ground. Anyway, I have no strong feelings one way or the other. J.J. Abrams ones, okay. I'm actually okay with it, which is weird because they were made by Disney. And I get actually freaking angry, like viscerally angry. Like when I was at Disneyland and they're like, the soulless woman with the, like, she's not dressed up as an anything. She just has on a very neon green t-shirt and like some dark pants, and she just takes tickets and tells you where the frick to go, and she's like, "Welcome, Jedi, to your magical experience," or like some nonsense like that. And I wanted to punch her. I wanted to punch her right in the throat. I'm like, you don't freaking welcome me to this goddamn nightmare and then say the word Jedi around me. You don't. You do not. I have to look at Mickey Mouse crap, and Mickey Mouse is the freaking worst. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Mickey Mouse is the worst freaking corporate icon out there. The worst. Oh, swear to God. Ugh. Anyway. And yeah, I get it. As a character, he is less annoying than Minnie, because Minnie is even worse. The idea that anyone would love him, yeah, is terrible. Let alone be made for the express purpose of loving him. That's an awful thing to contemplate. But please, like, Mickey Mouse sucks, and he's everywhere, and everyone at freaking Disneyland is like buying a little cap that has an R2D2 or a BB-8 freaking head and then Mickey Mouse ears on it, and it just makes me want to punch stuff, makes me want to rage punch everything. And so I'm sorry that I have opinions about anything. God. Oh. Also, I am depressed that I have cried in the teacher's lounge. Just kidding. I've never cried in the teacher's lounge. I actually don't I haven't cried about teaching. I've cried about like how bad life sucked during my first year of teaching because I had no control over any aspect of my life and it was all too much. And it was only a little bit about the teaching. So not really. Anyway, proudly did not cry about teaching in the teacher's lounge. Yeah, that's right. I cried about other aspects of my life. So whatever. Okay. A list of persons cursed by I over on Void Soul. Oh, here we go. These people are definitely connected. Celebrity chef Paula Deen. You never heard her say the N-word until after I cursed her with racism after I burned myself while making her recipe for a cheese-filled deep-fried stick of butter. Yeah, she would make that kind of stuff, and she did say the N-word probably. Hey, list of persons I wish I could add to this list. Number one, my little brother. I wish that any curse that I put on him would stick. I don't know what his magical protections are. But I'll tell you this, he has broken through every magical protection I've ever put on my room, and he keeps touching all of my magical objects. He does not have any respect or regard for other people's magical whatnots and things and suches. None whatsoever. Yeah. Oh, I know my accent is coming in and out worse than a freaking community college production of Guys and Dolls. Oh, I know it's coming and going, but we're just freaking let's keep going and hope people don't notice. Anyway, yeah, my magical objects, which brings me to a sub list. Don't forget that there's a list of persons I wish I could add to this list because I will add to it again after I list off my magical items. Do not get confused about the structure of all of this hilarity. Anyway, here we go. Oh man, just for reference, here's a list of my magical items. Okay. Number one, my Tome of Hidden Magics. Yeah. Totally. It's like the blackest of magics in here. They're just deep, dark secrets. My skull candle purchased last year at the Halloween store that used to be a dress barn. But you know, I only use this for like super evil revenge magic. Yeah, that's a thing. No, that's real. That's really real. My copy of Hocus Pocus on DVD, not ashamed to say it. It cannot technically be used for magical purposes because I have tried, but just try and tell me that Bette Midler's performance isn't absolutely magical. Just try and tell me that. No, she's great in it. Whatever. Shut up. A vial of Wolverine blood. Totally magical object. Yeah, I found a dead Wolverine on the side of the road and I poked it with a stick, and luckily I had some beakers that I had stolen from chemistry class, and you know, like I collected the blood in the vial, and now it's like I spilled some of it and some of it turned into like a massive disgusting scab, but there's like still a little bit of liquid on the bottom. And so, like, yeah, we could use that for, like, a secret dark ritual or something. Pretty sure. I got to check my books, you know. My magical robe, which is actually my older brother Dan's graduation robe. But before you say what you're thinking, like, okay, hold up. It was found to have powerful magic when it cursed Steve. Oh, my God. Did I not use a CK curse? Ugh. I may have just affected the effectiveness of the curse, friends. Oh my God, I'm going to have to go back up. I'm going to have to do the curse all over again. Oh man, where am I gonna get a lock of both of their pube hairs? The shower. Got it. Soap. Anyway, so here we go. Yeah, I use this when I curse Steve and Jade with their groinital issues, and the cap has not been proven to be magical at all, as I don't wear it, because then people are like, oh, did you just graduate? And they don't know that I'm practicing, that I'm doing my magic. No, it's not called putting on a magic show. Shut up. Trying to do this is for YouTube. No, they don't let you get a second take. You have to do it all in one take. No, that's the rules of YouTube. Okay. All right, here we go. Slide number 31. Just for reference, here's a list of my magical items. My tarot deck, which only speaks the truth, like how it told me to no longer trust Steve around my girl, because Steve is a backstabbing, bad friend, and I don't like him at all anymore, because my tarot told me very clearly it was like Claven of Pendragons and crust of, a friggin' one of those Pepperidge Farm things, and the ones that are basically stale right when you get them. You're like, this is fresh, isn't it? And then it's like stale. Yeah, that. No, there's a card with that on it. Well, that's what it looks like. Anyway, and then like the Knave of Deuces is one of the things that I drew. It was pretty bad. Anyway, told me not to trust him anymore. Yeah, because I know my tarot, so, whatever. My spirit board, which, I kid you not, I actually used to contact the souls of George and Charles Parker, who are the creators of the board game Monopoly. Like, how random. That was so weird. My egg-shaped seer stone, which I acquired while digging a well with in company with my brother Hiram for Mr. Clark Chase near Palmyra, New York. It possessed the qualities of Urim and Thummim, since by means of it I was able to translate the Book of Mormon. So that's one of my magical things that I totally have. A Jupiter talisman. I bet that's it. That sounds more magical. A Jupiter talisman, which I wear for protection at all times. Number 10, my copy of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. No joke, literally half of Hermione's spells in this book are legitimate magical. Okay, back to the list of persons I wish I could add to the list of persons that I've successfully cursed. Actress and star of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the series, not the film, which is okay, but not as good. Who's resisted all of my potent love charms. She must be a powerful witch in her own right. I don't remember her name. Oh my God, I didn't put her name on it. Sarah Jessica Parker. Charlize Theron. Kate McCucci. No, that's an actual person's name. Yeah. She's adorable. And she sings filthy songs with her best friend who froze her eggs. No, not Kate McCucci's eggs. The best friend froze her own eggs. Anyway, it's in their comedy routine. Check it out. Check it out this week on Whatever's. Yeah, I don't know this actress's name. I'm playing a character, but I don't know the information that I'm drawing on for the character. Sorry. You paid YouTube free, you get YouTube free quality. Anyway, two and more too. Okay, here we go. Director, screenwriter, comic book writer, and composer Joss Whedon. I wanted to curse him for never getting back to me on my deeply accurate erotic Buffy fanfic I keep sending him. But somehow I can't curse the man. His work's too good. It is. I mean, have you read like the Firefly comics? The ones they weren't able to do in the show? Oh my god, amazing. So, whatever. So now, without further ado, or is it adieu? You know, like how the French say goodbye. Anyway, I forget. I'm going with adieu. It sounds fancier. Okay. I'm so glad this came up because it was bothering me. Oh my god. Okay, so the person who wrote the slides wanted you to know this, and I also, the person reading the slides, am the same person. So, yes, I need you to know that I know the difference and that I know which one it is. So, it is ado, which means an additional and unnecessary fuss being made over a thing. So, yeah. Anyway, I really and truly could not let that stand. And I'm so glad that I already wrote these slides. Otherwise, I would have explained this. There's no way I just let that stand and be like, no, I don't know what the difference is between a do and a do. So now, without further ado, you idiot, Oberon's Guide to the Magical and the Mystical, Part 1, Actual Love Incantations. Okay. I must warn you that, like, the guy who put these slides together took no freaking time to regard the beliefs of other people. So he got actual spells from your actual spell books and whatnot that you actually use for, like, your magical rituals and whatnot. So, like, yeah, he, like, legitimately, took some things. So if you've made it this far, if you haven't been offended yet, Captain Offensive is strapping up for blast off. Yeah, Captain Offensive is ready to head straight to outer space. Here we go. Actual love incantations. Okay, this is the attraction spell. You will need a live pink carnation in full bloom, a small piece of rose quartz, or Steven Universe will also do, a small slip of pink paper, a pen or pencil. Guess what? This magic is for girls, written by girls, for girls. Are you a dude? Well, I hope you get with that girl that you're trying to get with by pretending to believe in this. Anyway, moving on. Attraction spell. Place the flower in a vase of water. Yeah, it's more magical when you call it a vase. You want it to live for as long as possible. Write the name of the person you want to attract on the slip of paper and fold it up tightly. Tuck both the paper and the piece of rose quartz in the middle of the flower. Repeat the following. Set this thought in his or her mind. Set this thought in his or her heart. Set this thought in his or her life. Subvert his or her free will on my behalf, so that we will never part. Focus on that person and feel them being drawn to you. Leave the flower with its contents in a vase of water and let it stay until the blossom completely droops. Bury the flower and save the paper and stone on your altar to continue the effect of the spell. like you're gonna actually affect someone's free will with this. Like, you're gonna put a piece of paper in a flower with a little bit of crystal and just say the magic words, boop-a-doop-a-doo. And who listens? Who listens to you say the magic words? The universe? The universe that you have failed to understand with any degree of accuracy so far in your ridiculous beliefs? Like, you don't understand, like, how the universe works and what it actually is. So you're just being like, yep, I used the secret. I read it on a vision board. Like, what? Oh my God, you're a silly goose, is what I'm telling you. You are a silly goose. Oh man, I'm gonna feed you some breadcrumbs, you silly goose. Okay. Reveal a person's thoughts of you. Another actual, factual, literal, definitely a spell. Not a spell. We're doing magic here, people. Back the frick up. Write the intended person's name on a piece of parchment, which you will have on account of you being a weird kid, and fold it in half thrice. You're going to have to start pretty big because thrice, yeah, like you. Because when someone's like piece of parchment, I think of just a small piece of parchment. Then you fold it in half thrice. That makes it very small. Anyway, draw on the outside of the folded parchment. Draw an and eye. Goodness, that should be draw an eye on the outside of the folded parchment and place it beneath your pillow. Oh, the magic of dreams. Oh, we're going to send dream energy. Recite thrice. With dreamer's eye I seek to see what this person thinks of me. Be it good or be it ill, reveal to me as is my will. Okay. Hey, person who believes that this is magic of ancient date. Just based on a textual analysis of this friggin' yeah. This little poem, this little poorly written poem, yeah, this is not a very old poem, meaning that it's not a very, like, look, there's a difference just in word usage with early modern English, so if you're looking at an example of something from Shakespeare's time, which only goes back to the friggin', like, people would have started using that type of English in like the 1600s. Don't quote me on that. Probably 1600s, 1700s. Definitely by the 1700s. 1600s, it started coming in. Definitely by the late 1600s. Anyway, don't quote me on that. I am not a historian. But I will tell you this, that, yeah, as someone who's read every word Shakespeare ever wrote, and I've also read Dante, and I've read John Donne, and I've read people who write in various, like, I've read friggin' sorry. I don't swear. God damn it. Anyway, I've read Chaucer, I've read a lot, and not only did I read Chaucer, but like when I opened my copy of Canterbury Tales and it didn't have the original text, I went out and got a copy that had the original text, so it was much thicker. I ended up having to read much more, but that's how much fun it is to read in the original text. Going back into some old Beowulf, for frick's sake, some very old English. Yeah, look, this is not very old and it rhymes. Your spell is like nothing. Do you think that people didn't want to know what a person's thoughts were? Like, yeah, this, honest to God, if you're asking me when the spell was written, cannot be older than the 1970s. Basically, that's just my loose textual analysis of this poem. And I do have some, literary criticism training. So, I mean, not textual analysis in the sense of like, I'm a guy who's read some old things before. Let's just put it that way. Like, I'm not an expert in dating texts, but like, I am a guy who's read an awful lot of old texts. So, this ain't old. And so, yeah, a lot of people who are drawn to this kind of stuff, they're like, oh, man, it's the old religion. It's the old way. Like, nope. 1970s. Anyway. Moving on. Goodness. Before bed, imagine hearing this person's voice in a crowded room. Imagine it getting clearer and clearer, and the other voices fading away. If desired, apply flying ointment, which is apparently a thing, to increase the potency of these dreams, because you will learn what people think of you in a dream. Also, you could just think about that person, and like you could maybe find out in a dream, because your brain would be unpacking that information anyway if it's something you're thinking about. And so you might just have a dream about it anyway, because how dreams work is your brain just unpacks the information of the things you're thinking about. And so like if you have any pressing and urgent thoughts or fears or worries or concerns, then those often make appearances in your dreams. And so if what a person thinks of you is something that you're thinking about when you're going to bed, then like as not, your brain's going to think about it regardless of whether or not you've actually done some freaking incantation. Thank you very much. Where is the control in your experiment here, people? Where is the control? There is none. Your spell is silly, and your religion is secretly Halloween. And I love Halloween. Don't get me wrong. I love Halloween. I've done Halloween with gays. I've done Halloween with goths. So like I've done Halloween with the funnest people you can do Halloween with. So don't you freaking get after me about Halloween. Like I've been to Rocky Horror Picture Show with people who were in the closet, and would later come out after they realized, oh, that's why I like Rocky Horror Picture Show so much. Which is weird because I freaking love it, like so much. I love that show. Oh my God. I would be Dr. Frankenfurter every freaking year if I could. Anyway, regardless, I don't know what that says about me, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, your religion is Halloween, and Halloween is great, but like it's a temporary thing, comes once a year, you just get over it. When it's not there, it's going to come back. Anyway, flying ointment, increase the potency. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. All right. Force a person to love you. Be careful. This spell is very powerful and is difficult to undo. Seriously, you might find yourself attached to a brazen whore like Jade. No, she is a whore. I do not. Shut up. She is a whore, and I'm never getting... She did? No, shut up. Shut up. Like, no, I didn't care. I only was surprised because, like, I thought I put a spell to make her, like, not. Because, like, I'm better off if she just, like, doesn't think about me ever. So, like, I was just... worried that maybe the spell had fallen off, and that's the only thing I was concerned about, was like, oh man, I would get some more newt's eyes, from the guy who sold me those last ones. It was a whole hassle, Anyway, so yeah, that's all I was thinking about, because like, it's hard to do that spell. And I was worried that it was break-in and stuff, whatever. Okay, moving on. Force a person to love you. Repeat thrice each evening for 3 consecutive evenings, because the number 3 is very important for, like, whatever, because we believe in everything. Numerology, you betcha. Palmistry, you betcha. Tarot, you betcha. Like, whatever the frick is like non-science based and kind of dumb sounding and like was phased out a long time ago, but like people in Sedona still do it. Yeah, we believe in that. Anyway, whatever. Okay, so repeat thrice these things. It is not salt I turn to fire, but the heart of the man or woman I seek. Let him or her have no peace of mind until he or she comes to me. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, good thing I didn't I wasn't really saying it about anyone, because then, like that person would have been forced to love me, against their will, regardless of whatever crotch issue they might have or whatever. Okay, moving on. Other types of spells. Candle spell. With this candle I do ensure that my spell does travel and endure over the lands, the skies, and the seas. And that's how they spelled seas. They didn't spell it S-E-A-S like the bodies of water. They spelled it seas. Like, seeing with your eyes, like he sees, I see. Like, that's the kind of seas they put on there. If it had an apostrophe, it'd be seas candy. It's closer to seas candy than it is to the freaking bodies of water, I'll tell you that much. So, yeah. Anyway, over lands, the skies and seas. And this is how it's printed on a piece of paper that you can buy on Etsy for like $30 for like getting this spell to put in your freaking 3-ring binder, because spell books are 3-ring binders that you can buy on Etsy. Oh my God, yeah. Okay, over the lands, the skies, and seas, to bring my desire back to me, a person who thinks seas rhymes with me. Yeah, that's who I am. Seas and me, they totally rhyme. Seas, me. He sees me. Oh my God, that whole sentence rhymes, buddy. He sees me. Yeah, totally rhymes. That's like a triple rhyme score. It's like I'm a rhyming poet, man. Like, I'm too deep for you. Too deep for Jade, that's for sure. Anyway, moving on. Hey, come to think of it, that force a person to love you spell rhymed me with seek. It did. The poetry here is like vastly subpar. It is just from the objective, okay, this is something I can comment on. Oh, but I can. My degree allows me to speak on this, if anything. If anything in this episode I am allowed to speak on, it is how bad this poetry is. Because, look, poetry is anything which is intentionally poetic, which I know is an absurd construction to begin with. But, when you're dealing with your modern type, non-rhyming, sometimes metered, sometimes very intentionally metered, but non-rhyming, modernistic type of poetries, what makes it actually good? Well, what makes it good is that it conveys dense meaning in condensed space. And like all of these spells are like like, hey, give me that thing I want. There's no subtext to the spell whatsoever, which I'm not saying that subtext is the only thing that makes a good piece of poetry good, or the lack of subtext the only thing that makes a bad piece of poetry bad. I'm just saying that, like, if there is no subtext, it is a ginormous red flag in most cases. Just saying. Anyway, but like, typically if a poem is going to rhyme, it is also going to be metered. Because if you are rhyming but you are not metered, it sounds dumb. It sounds like you're not trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, either you throw the rules to the wind and you say, like, poetry is what I say it is, or you freaking stick to the program and do it the way that others have done before you. And there is an established order for that. And there are a number of terms that dictate exactly how these constructions can be put together. And there are many, many, many right answers, but these poems are full of wrong answers. And I'm sorry, in my actual study of the English language, I could tell you that these are bad poems. I'm sorry, they're bad. Like, your religion has produced some bad poetry. Don't worry. Christianity has a butt ton of bad poetry out there. You're not alone. Just recognize the fact that your religion includes some dinky, terrible poetry. Just god awful. Anyway, K, rhyming me with seek. This is ridiculous. K, apparently the real power of Wicca, you see, is bringing badly rhymed and metered poetry for you and Steve. Oh, check it. A bad Wiccan acronym. Like, if you're going to be terrible at poetry, why not be terrible at this too? With it, insightful, cute, inscrutable, always helping people, because I'd say on the whole, we help more people than we hurt. And no, I am not saying that. The N-word, because, yep, all Wiccans are liberal white kids, so they probably think they could get away with saying the N-word because they all have at least one black friend. Oh, my God. Oh, we're crossing some lines tonight. Oh, boy. Here we go. But just for a moment, though, isn't it interesting that there are only two? This is factual. You check me on this. What other group of white people can you confront me with that feel comfortable using the N-word? Comfortable. I know that you're like, oh, what about people who recite hip hop lyrics? Oh, I know some hip hop lyrics for sure. And I will tell you that I know for a fact that there are two different versions of Nothing But a G Thing, because there's a version of it on Millennium Hip Hop Party that was a CD that was very much predominantly purchased by white people. And on that CD, the version of it, instead of, two loked out N-words going crazy, it's two loked out G's going crazy, so that people like me who want to learn the lyrics to Nothing But a G Thing can actually do it without fear of like saying a word that we really don't want to say. So, yeah. Like you want to come at me with things like, oh yeah, people who recite hip hop lyrics. I'm telling you, if a person recites hip hop lyrics and they say the N-word in it without flinching, they've fallen into one of these two categories already, like guaranteed, without fail. Okay, either number one, they are people who think they can use it innocently because of their relatively close personal relationship with at least one black person. Yeah, they got one black friend and they're like, yep, that's my card. That's my ticket. I can use it with people who are not this black friend. And if they ask, I'll just be like, no, yeah, Dante said it was cool. So I don't see why you're mad. One of your very own said I could. Hear how insulting that is. Anyway, and number two, people who use it to manifest the absolutely vile and corrupting hatred that is always bubbling and spewing out of their heart. So, like, you can say the N-word all you want. If you're a racist and you are expressing that racism, like, there is no limit to the number of times that you could say the N-word. If you are a hateful person expressing your hate, like, that's how you express your hate. You use the most hateful words, and that is top of the list, a number one most hateful word. A word so hateful we won't even say what it is. We just call it the N-word. Like, that's how hateful. And like, there are a lot of white people who are just uncomfortable at the very mention of it. They're like, okay, where's this joke going? This guy's going to talk about using the N-word. He better not actually use it because I will leave this room. Oh, goodness, people. Yep. I'm telling you, this is factually accurate. The only time I've ever used that word in my life was referring to Brazil nuts, because some freaking racist persons on my mother's side of the family taught me that Brazil nuts were called N-word toes. And I thought that that was the case until I was like 20. and I was in a decent grocery store that had bins for the various nuts and things, and it said Brazil nuts, and I was like, oh God. My mom's side of the family has some racists in it. Of course it did. Her father was a virulent racist. Told me like without flinching and without kidding, like was actually dead serious. I used to put coins in my mouth because I don't know, you're a kid, you put coins in your mouth and just like mush them around and be like, I'm feeling the crevices and nookles and crannies on a dime, Grandpa. Anyway, but he was like, hey, don't put that in your mouth because it's been in some N-word woman's sock. And I'm like, what? I was like 8 at the time. He tells me this, and I'm like, first of all, why is there a stereotype of people putting money in their sock? Like that, even if you're poor, there are better places to put it. Like even on your person though, like that's ridiculous, number one. And number two, like what? Why make it racial all of a sudden, Grandpa? Like why is this the way that it's going? So yeah, I like nobody even had to sit me down and be like, okay, you see what he did right there? That is wrong, and we don't do that. I just heard it and was like, oh, that's not right. that is definitely not okay. But when someone tells you that it's the actual factual name of a thing and you're like, well, I guess they must have named it before that word wasn't okay. And they just haven't thought of a good name for it, I guess. Maybe that's how that went. Then later on, like a good 10 years later, Brazil nuts, dang it. Oh, can't believe Brazil nuts. They did have an actual name this whole time. Anyway, regardless. Meanwhile, the entire rest of our race be like, but we're also worried that our usage of be like is an appropriation of black culture. That is factually accurate. But we got to use a picture of Picard, who is now and shall always be on our list. You know the list. Your Anna Kendrick's on your list. Male, female, first of all, Anna Kendrick's on your list. So that list. Okay? You're picturing the right list? Okay. So, yeah. We got to use a picture of Picard, and he's on the list. So that makes us feel okay again. Yeah, Picard makes us feel like a naughty boy, and we don't care who knows it. We like to think about Picard when we're alone in bed at night. When we're alone and thinking of Picard like that, our hands begin to wander southward. And we have officially hit the limit of what our host feels comfortable with. No, you didn't. Oh, I could go further. Oh, I could definitely be talking about fumbling with crotchetals and groinetals. And I could definitely push the limits further. It's further. We're talking about metaphorical space, not actual physical space. Anyway, I definitely could push that metaphor further. I shan't. That's a fun contraction that we don't use enough. I shan't, but I could. Anyway, Oberon's Guide to the Magical and Mystical. Past life spell. Write your own name on a slip of paper and place beneath your pillow. Yeah, because dreams totally work. Before sleep, repeat thrice. Remove the chains of time and space and make my spirit soar. Let these mortal arms embrace the life that haunts before. Do you see how this, you think about the thing you're going to dream about, and then you actually dream about it. And it's exactly, you're not affecting the outcome of oh, I'm going to be Cleopatra, but you are going to be Cleopatra. So whatever. Hey, this one at least rhymes. Yeah, look at it. Space, embrace, soar before. Yeah, it does. Doesn't say it's metered well. It's really not. Like, nope. Actually, those two work, but the other two, nope. Yeah, it's metered poorly, but can't expect much from people who literally think they're witches. Oh, this guy. Braxton, you are true. Okay, don't get upset at me. Do not get upset with Rem Pemberton if you're seeing this. This is 100% Braxton job. 100%. Anyway, that is the past life spell. Here's the healing spell. Take all your magical shit and throw it into a pile somewhere. They had too many things that I was like, just grab all the shit and throw it in a pile. That's what it sounds like we're doing anyway. Light whatever absurd number of candles you have in your room. Say the freaking words on the next page. Frick, I swear this is Rona. I can't smell anything right now. Oh my god. When I wrote this, I was struck in the nose with a very sudden, like, I don't know. It's just weird. All of a sudden, I couldn't smell for like half a second. But because that's a thing that people are worried about with Rona, like, it was 100% an allergy thing. Like, because I've had allergies, since I wrote this. But, like, yeah. I was like, it's the Rona. It's 100% the Rona. Anyway, ridiculous. Okay. Mumble the following to yourself while sitting in the waiting room of your doctor's office. Magic mend and candle burn. Illness leave and health return. Obviously, don't leave candles burning at home when you're in the doctor's office. Like, yeah, that's dangerous. What are you kidding yourself? The person who gave me the spell could not be reached to confirm after effects as they died of COVID-19. If only they had gotten a vaccine instead of a crystal. Oh, we're about to get. You think that we've been in the land of the judgy before? Get ready. It's about to go Hawkeye Pierce on you. I mean, come on. This is just something for bored kids to do on the weekend. It's not like anyone believes this stuff. And by anyone, I mean functioning adults. Oh, gotcha. You might be an adult. You ain't functioning, and we both know it. Seriously, use medical science to heal your diseases. It's older and more well established than most of your spells and rituals. This is factually correct. Like, look, medical science, like, vaccines, for instance, are older than America. So use things that are older than America, because not only are your spells not older than America, they're not even older than me. Like, and I'm alive. So I was born in 79. So, there you go. Goodness. Seriously, use medical science to heal. Oh, and better still, it delivers the goods. Rigorously tested curatives with widespread effectiveness. That is true. Like, because you do magic and either you get the desired effect, which could have come about on its own, or, spontaneous remissions, just time curing things and whatnot. Because there are so many things that you could go to a doctor for, even that, like, if you just leave them alone, they will cure themselves. Maybe not as well as they would with a doctor visit, but, like, certainly your body is resilient. Anyway, regardless, I am telling you that, like, just because you do a little, thing and then you falsely attribute you getting better to the thing that you did does not mean that that thing is effective. You're giving me anecdotal evidence. Where's the control in your circumstance? Where is the basically identical you with the same illness who did no witchital treatment at all? Like, are you going to tell me you don't even have a control? I know you're not doing double-blind data collection and analysis. Like, that much is definitely true. Ugh. And your freaking, sample size is ridiculous. Anyway, honestly, I can't take seriously the things that you're putting out there. And now... Oh, God, there's more. Oh, no. Oberon does your tarot. Okay, yeah. So we're going to do a simple 4-card spread. Okay. So number 1 is you in relation to your life's purpose. Number 2 position is your personal life purpose. Number 3 position is your life purpose in your family and community. And number 4 is your global life purpose. So we're going to take a look at that. Okay, so for this is you in relation to your life's purpose. The 10 of Swords, as the card indicates, everything is fine. Bits of paper with weird and supposedly ancient pictures printed on them certainly don't dictate your future, do they? No, that'd be stupid. Wait, oh, that's the wrong way. Death, whatever. Now, people always misinterpret this card, and people don't actually misinterpret this card because even people who don't believe in this nonsense know that it's like, oh, this card is not actual death. It's just an end of things. Me. Like, why do people who don't even believe in this know the spiel that you give about your stupid cards? Like... Not even real. Okay. Death. Whatever's going on in your personal life, you just need to cut it out. I mean, I don't care what you do in the bathroom with the door locked, but whatever it is, I never, ever need to know about it. Also, please change the place where you're cutting your nails. I stepped on one the other day and it really hurt. So, like, maybe if they could not end up on the bathroom floor, that would be great. 3 of Swords, you have no friends. And why does this card look like it was drawn and signed by a political cartoonist? How very ancient and serious. Yeah, look at that. This political cartoon all over it. All right. Yeah, finally, the Devil. It looks like you're not getting out of your mom's basement this month. So, yeah, sorry. Sorry about that. Oh, that's right. We have a 5th card in this 4-card read, and it's actually 3 cards in one. A badly photoshopped poker hand of 3 of a kind 6s, because this is how realistic I think it is that this is a means of knowing anything other than how far you'll go to be different from most girls. I mean, come on. And now, Oberon does a horoscope for every star sign. Capricorn, January 20th to February 16th. You will have your mind on your money and your money on your mind. I suggest sipping on gin and juice, not just for the pleasant taste, also for the connection to mind and money matters. Aquarius, February 16th to March 11th. You might find out about the thing you've been kind of wanting to find out about. I won't tell you specifically which thing because there are so many of you, but also because I want to remain vague enough to still remain a viable self-fulfilling prophecy. So, like, you know, the kind of prophecy where you do all the work to make it actually turn into something real, but then you give me credit for having been right about it. Yeah, like that. Okay. Also, your sign looks like an angry pumpkin mouth. I'm guessing you like Halloween. I mean, do you know an Aquarius who doesn't like Halloween? Like, they love it. It's not even in their, like, it's like their sign is not in October, but they still are like, oh, I love Halloween. I love the fall. I could tell that both because of your star sign and also because you've basically adopted Halloween as your religion at this point, which I guess makes about as much sense as any religion. It's just that when your religion looks like a joke, which yours definitely does, I think that you would come around to knowing that all religions are a joke. It's just too bad you still always need to be the weird kid. Pisces, March 11th to April 18th. You might not completely hate your job the whole time you're there. I mean, sure, you're only in it for the money, but every now and again you realize that you don't mind being good at what you do. Oh, and if you don't have a job, the birth date listed on your birth certificate is probably wrong. So, look into that. Aries, April 18th to May 13th. You might enjoy your weekend this weekend. I mean, it's not perfect, but it sure beats working, doesn't it? Taurus, May 13th to June 21st. New ideas will come from your imagination. Can you imagine ideas from your very own imagination? I swear I literally plagiarized this from a major popular horoscope website. As I did with all of these. These are actually essentially what was being said on a major horoscope website that people are using to make actual decisions about their actual lives. It's this vague, nonsensical bullcrap. Anyway, I'm so bothered by the tautology represented in this horoscope, I didn't notice he didn't change the sign from Aries. Oh my God, you're right. Aries, Taurus. Yeah, crazy. All right. Gemini, June 21st to July 20th. You'll meet people at social events. What? Of all the places to meet people, at events where people have literally come to interact one with another? Surely not. This one was so shockingly specific, you didn't notice that now I'm just a full sign image behind because this is the actual image for Taurus. Cancer, July 20th to August 10th. You will get some things done, and you will notice that the things being done have been and or are being done by you. Also, your sign image is the number 69. 69. You guys are seeing this, right? Leo, August 10th to September 16th. You'll get ahead by working hard. I tell you this so that if you don't get ahead, you'll blame yourself and will not question the accuracy of my prediction. Also, I guess we're not seeing that Gemini sign now, are we? Virgo, September 16th to October 30th. You will encounter your coworkers at work. Yes, I know it is odd for you to meet them in such a place on a work day, but just you wait, you'll get to work and they'll be there, and then you'll see. Then you'll cower at my magical powers of prediction. And there's the Gemini sign. Looks like it's Virgo who's getting screwed, which is a hilarious thing to say. I'll let you think about it. Okay, you need to stop thinking about a Virgo getting screwed. That's okay. You're weirding me out. All right, Libra, October 30th to November 30th. Have people over to your house and listen to them when they tell you things. Not only will this make you a gracious host, if you follow this advice, you'll learn things from them, and this will seem like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Also, this looks like a bit of a schematic, so go ahead and place the resistor on the board at the site indicated by the sign on the left. Scorpio, November 23rd to November 29th. I knew a guy who used to use the fact that he was a Scorpio to give himself permission to do mean and cruel things to others and think he could get away with it because I'm a Scorpio. It's just the way I am. Don't do this. It's a dick move. And I'm telling you, he actually literally did this. He would do vindictive little petty things, and then he would just be like, oh, I'm a Scorpio. I can't help it. And it's like, no, you can help it. You 100% can help it. You're just being a dick. So maybe don't do that, Scorpios. Like, holy crap, everybody's tired of it if that's the way that you're going to act. Oh, my star sign dictates. Who gives a frick? Anyway, Also, your star sign looks like a Queens of the Stone Age album cover. Moving on, Ophiuchus, no, Ophiuchus. That's how you say it, Ophiuchus. November 29th to December 17th. Because you knew this was your actual sign the whole time, right? Like, this was the constellation where the actual sun, the one we get our light and heat and all that stuff from, was positioned when you came out of your mother's womb and were born into this world. This is the sign that the sun was in, making it your star sign. It's the 13th star sign. Lucky number 13. So if you're born in these dates, this is your actual sign. Get used to it. Okay? Ophiuchus. Hey, why does your sign look like it was hastily scrawled by someone who suddenly realized their star chart was at least 3,000 years out of date? And do you know why? It's because of variations in the rotation of the Earth. That's why. Because the Earth is not rotating at a steady speed with no variation over time. Like, It can be calculated. It can be calculated and has been calculated very accurately. Because honestly, if you use star charts created by astronomers, what you find, well, you find the actual stars in the sky appearing in the exact locations that they are supposed to appear in. You find them appearing in those exact locations based on calculations made by actual science. Then you use astrology, and they're like, yeah, we just use the same chart that ancient Mesopotamians used because it's exactly right. And it's like, well, what determined people's star signs back then? Oh, it's where the sun was in relation to where they were being born. Oh, and why did they choose 12 signs? Because there was a 13th one, but they didn't like it. And one of the 12 was like super short, and that's actually Scorpio. And so they like spread it out so that it can be longer. And they just spread it out more evenly. And we're like, yep, this is how it works. You know, they moved the goalposts, is what I'm saying. These, Babylonians, a people for whom a wheelbarrow would have been like, oh my God, the technology. Like, for real, I kid you not. People for whom a wheelbarrow would have been a groundbreaking piece of technology. These are the people that you are like, yep, they got it right. They're the ones who really understood how the stars work and affect our lives. Oh my God. Really? Such a dingus idea. Anyway, Sagittarius, you feel fine. No, you feel more than fine. You feel great. The more you read this horoscope, the more you're determined to go out there and get a self-fulfilling prophecy of your very own. Your lucky number is and will always have been 13. Also, you and everyone like you is Cleopatra in a past life. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. This is definitely true. Okay, for those whose Chinese zodiac sign year it is, so like, the year of the goat is like 1979 is like the year of the goat. And so like, when the year of the goat comes around again, that means it's your lucky year. And so, yeah, if it's your Chinese zodiac sign year this year, then know this. There are precisely 658,333,333 people who will experience roughly the same year as you this year. I mean, it'll be especially roughly the same this year, but also every other year as well. So, cool. Chinese stuff works too. And now, because like we misappropriate from everywhere. Did you not hear that part? Okay, cool. And now, Oberon ponders the meaning of the sacred runes. He found the sacred text tied to a brick which was delivered from an unseen hand through his window. Many magicians have tried to unlock the message within this rune, but have all failed. Will Oberon fail as the others have failed? Oh, I just don't get it. I don't understand. Like, some of these runes are definitely runes, but like some of them don't look like runes at all. Not like ones I have in my manual. Oh, I just don't get it. Okay, and now, God, who is Emmylou Harris, please let these slides stop. There have been 113 of them. There have been. It's so long. I need to go to bed so bad. Oberon uses the sacred spirit board. He is absolutely not thinking about what to make the board say. His hand is moving as the spirits guide it. Oberon uses the sacred spirit board. Oh my God, it's a thing. Hey, is there a spirit in the room? Boom. Yes, totally. Hey, spirit, do you see this thing I'm using? Oh yeah, it's a Ouija board. You're right. Okay. How many Ouija boards do you think I have? One. Well, I mean, technically yes, because the other one I'm borrowing. So like, I have two in my house right now, but like only one of them is mine. So you're right. Cool. All right. So spirit, time to reveal to us your name. S. U. C. K. A. The B. U. What is it gonna be? T. T. Is that it? Yes. Suck a butt. Suck a butt is your name. Is that like Native American? Succubat. Suck a butt. Oh, suck a butt. Oh, you piece of crap. You suck. You're the worst. No. No, I'm telling you, you're the worst. No. Oh, you know what? Friggin' get down there. Ugh, goodbye. Hey, this program was made possible by the Igneous and Gertrudina Buttcomer Foundation and by viewers like you. Promotional considerations provided by Ralph Morgan's Extra Strangly Snakes, the Lonely Ass Librarians Guild, Grandpappy True Reel's Foul-Smelling Balms and Gruels, and the one and only true God, who is Emmylou Harris. This program was directed and performed by Rem Pemberton. His staff thinks he's a real piece of work. I don't give a crap about that guy. That wasn't the one we showed at the beginning. Written by Braxton White Guy. He's actually not this gray. We talked about his gray and creams. Theme song by the Out of Tuners, or two of them. There's only two of them this time. Presentation of Non-Sober Badger Productions, a subsidiary of the large, boring-sounding corporation with a surprisingly questionable business practices. Lawful Asset Holdings Incorporated. A branch of the intentionally vague corporation whose purpose may never be known. The Blaine Group. And communism. Not dead yet, suckers. This week's Lucky Listener Weekend Getaway Giveaway. Albert Tito Picarilli. I wonder if he's related to the guy who played trombone with Coltrane for a hot minute. Oh, there's no way he's the same guy. No closure. It's the end. And indeed it is, people. Infinite regression. And we will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.